Hi, I'm Farley Kayan from Elevated Agency. With me today is Max Scholl, the co-founder and CEO of Ultragels, which are hemp-based CBD gels. Welcome today, Max. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for having me, Farley.
Excellent. Today we wanted to present Ultradiol to wellness and medical practitioners. Wanted to go over a slide deck that goes point by point about what CBD is and what Ultradiol is to patients and how it can benefit medical practitioners financially as well as offer a continuity of care. So let's jump in.
Sounds good.
In the agenda, we're going to talk about how CBD functions in the body, the legal changes that have occurred with CBD recently, the unique patented technology which makes Ultradiol significantly different and better, and how wellness practitioners can earn revenue through providing, as I said, that continuity of care, helping patients stay healthy after they leave your office. So tell us a bit about, on the overview slide, tell us a bit about how you started in with Ultradiol.
Yeah, it started about 4 years ago when I moved out to Colorado and discovered this miraculous molecule, CBD, cannabidiol, and just did some research the next 2 years before we formed Ultradiol and found the best product and the highest bioavailability that we can give to our patients and doctors.
Great. Let's get into it and talk a bit about the about CBD and the product itself. So CBD has well over 100 different cannabinoid receptors. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, it's actually got more than 140 different cannabinoid receptors that have been discovered, and each one works differently depending on the person and where the body's at regarding homeostasis.
And so your particular CBD is derived from hemp. What's the difference between hemp-derived CBD and cannabis-derived CBD?
Well, hemp-derived CBD typically has less than 0.3% THC in it, whereas the cannabis-derived THC is upwards of 10% or even more with CBD as well. So they're completely different molecules, and they work differently for your patients.
And on this slide, we talk about the different properties that CBD has. We show CBD being an anti-inflammatory, as well as helping with bone stimulation. Tell us a bit about the benefits that have been proven in different studies about CBD.
Yeah, there's all sorts of studies on each cannabinoid, and they all work differently depending on the person and where the body's at, again, in homeostasis. Anti-inflammatory seems to be the largest attribute of CBD, and because every disease starts with some sort of inflammation, whether it be diabetes or cancer or even just the muscle pain. So these work together symbiotically in order to bring the body back to homeostasis, and that's what CBD and phytocannabinoids will do.
Right, and this slide particularly has a lot of information, and this entire slide deck and presentation is available offline if you're interested in receiving it. Just send us an email at info@ultradiol.com, and we'll make sure to send you out this slide deck, and you can always revisit and watch this video. In 2018, Donald Trump signed the Farm Bill. Can you talk about the legalities of CBD and how it affects both resellers and patients?
Yeah, so the Farm Bill of 2018 was passed back in December, and it basically took industrial hemp off of the Controlled Substance Act, and it's considered an agricultural product now, just like any other vegetable or fruit that you would grow on a farm. So it's opened up the doors to a lot of opportunity, and hence CBD is becoming more popular throughout the country.
So it's okay to ship, it's okay to sell, and it's okay to consume. Is that correct?
Correct. All 50 states.
Interesting. Now, on this side, we've focused on the safety of CBD. Can you talk about how CBD is safe to consume, being a plant-based product?
Yeah, we've had patients who've taken up to 1,500 milligrams a day and had no issues, no side effects. There's so many other medicines out there that use chemicals, and they're just not good for you. And using an all-natural product like CBD is a great alternative.
So in this bottle, there's 60 gel caps, which is 2 gel caps a day, so it's a 30-day supply. If people are feeling more pain or anxiety or inflammation, it's okay to take more? They won't have a problem?
Absolutely. For a daily regimen, we recommend taking 1 in the morning and 1 at night. But if there's any sort of other issues, we would definitely recommend a higher dosage.
Great. On this side, we're going to illustrate the difference between CBD and THC. Tell us a bit about, from everything that you know, what the differences are overall.
Well, typically THC is psychoactive, whereas CBD is not, and that psychoactive molecule will get you high and possibly paranoid, whereas CBD, cannabidiol, will counter that effect and calm you down. It's an anxiolytic. Another another attribute is CBD will suppress your appetite, whereas THC will make you hungry. The munchies effect.
Yeah. And of course, everybody knows CBD has been proven to be helpful for anxiety, and also creates wakefulness, and helps as a sleep aid at the end of the day. So very rich in benefits.
This is true.
Speaking of benefits, on this slide, we outline a number of different benefits. Can you talk about the benefits that you've seen or you've discovered in this process of developing this product?
Sure. Again, we can't make any claims about our product, but CBD itself, there's been studies done, and it's shown to help with a variety of diseases, as you can see on the right here in this slide. So it's an anti-inflammatory, which is where every disease begins, with inflammation. So that helps with a long list of ailments you may have.
Right. And again, this is available offline. You can email info@ultradiol.com, ultradiol.com, to receive the slide deck, to be able to go through it at your leisure. Now, we keep hearing about the popularity. Everyone hears about the popularity. CVS, Walgreens are all carrying different CBDs. And it's expected to be over a $22 billion industry in the near future. Mainstream media is talking about it. What's been your take on the growing popularity of CBD?
Oh, absolutely. Ever since I started researching this 4 years ago, it's just exponentially increased every year. And especially with the 2018 Farm Bill passing, everyone's trying to jump on the CBD wagon, which is great. You know, it's supposed to hit $22 billion in the next few years, which is going to outnumber the cannabis industry.
And I think this critical point about this presentation that we are going to want to illustrate is the difference of regular CBD and Ultradiol Nano Technology backed CBD, which is a lot more effective. We're going to get into that here on this slide. So talk a bit about the difference of regular CBD and why a nano-based CBD product like Ultradiol patented technology is more effective in the body.
Yeah, well, the regular CBD in itself, the molecule has a low bioavailability, so you're only absorbing 5 to 8% of that if you're ingesting it orally. Whereas with our nano encapsulation and the nanotechnology, you're absorbing greater than 90% of that. Once it goes through the stomach down to the lower intestine is where the nanoshell opens up, and you're absorbing all those molecules small enough to go through the lower intestine into the bloodstream.
So truly, as you've told me, smaller is better and less is more. You don't need as much CBD. A lot of brands have been popularized by how much CBD is in their product. But if you're only getting a portion of that, it's really not that effective. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a misconception out there where people go off the milligrams thinking they're getting a higher dosage, but that's not the case because of its low bioavailability. With our nanotechnology, you're getting 20 times more bioavailability than a regular CBD would, such as an isolate.
Wow, that's
so it's a huge difference.
That's really a monumental shift in the efficacy of a CBD product, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
So on this slide, it really illustrates the patented technology that is the nanotized version of the CBD opposed to regular CBD. Can you talk about this technology that you guys have adopted?
Yeah, as I said earlier, the CBD isolate is an isolated molecule where it's got a low bioavailability, so you need a carrier in order to get it into your bloodstream. Our nanotechnology not only has nano micelles of CBD, but it's the encapsulation process that really makes it unique from the other nanotechnology out there. So the CBD molecules are made through nanoemulsion with a solventless technique. It's 1/4000th the width of a human hair. So these are 10 to 20 nanometers each encapsulated CBD nanoshell. Right. And once that gets through the bloodstream and down through the lower intestine, it opens up, and only these molecules are small enough to be absorbed. So it's definitely something different than most of the CBD out there or other nanotechnology.
So really, if it's a regular CBD and it's insoluble in water, you're really just getting a small amount. And this nanotized version that you guys have that's patented, really you're getting the full amount of the benefit of the CBD that gets into your bloodstream.
Yeah, I don't want to claim 100%, but it's definitely greater than 90% that you're absorbing into your bloodstream.
That's great. And so that's the real differentiator. In addition to being nanotized, I understand it that some manufacturers use things like ethanol extraction and hexane and butane. That probably leaves some bad stuff in that CBD. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, a lot of people use CO2 extraction or use ethanol or other chemicals, and we use an all natural solventless process in order to make our CBD extract. We use just natural plants, all grass ingredients, so it's safe every step of the way. You're not taking any chemicals into your body, and it's all natural, unlike a lot of other companies out there.
And this slide talks about the testing, the rigorous testing that your product goes through. What really goes into the testing process for Ultragels?
Well, a lot of companies, they just want to get on the CBD wagon, as I said earlier, and they're not taking the proper steps in order to produce a pharmaceutical grade product. We make sure every step of the way that we follow these FDA, CE, and ISO guidelines and manufacture in a CGMP lab, so you're getting a quality product. We also test in third-party lab testings, and this is just to ensure that every step of the way you're getting the product that we want you to have.
So even though CBD currently isn't really being overseen by the FDA, you're taking the steps to be as good as what the FDA is going to want relative to testing and quality of the product, right?
Absolutely. We want to make sure we're ahead of the game instead of trying to chase it when they do pass these laws, and take an extra time to go through this and manufacture the proper way.
And I know you've sent me some testimonials from people, and I've talked to people that I know have found value in your product. On this slide, we illustrate a few of those people, and we're happy to send again the slide out to anybody who wants it at just send us an email to info@ultradiol.com, and we'll send the slide out, and you can read the specific testimonials from just a few people that have benefited from this product. Now, we've talked about the opportunity briefly at the beginning, the revenue through wellness, being able to provide a continuity of care for your patients. Wellness practitioners, physicians are working closely with their patients. Talk about how Ultradiol Ultragels helps when they're not seeing and the patient's taking an Ultragel every day or 2 Ultragels.
Yeah, so we offer 2 options for doctors. That one, they can buy the case and sell it directly to the patient, or if they're too busy and they want to just refer the patient to us, we can drop ship every month and cut them a check once we reconcile.
Got it. And then if those doctors or wellness practitioners want to carry a case in their office, you provide other displays and collateral materials that'll help educate patients?
Yeah, we try to make it as easy as possible for these doctors every step of the way. So we have a nice display so they can show their patients, and all the information about Ultradiol and Ultragels in the brochure, so they're more educated on what this product is and what it does.
So if they don't remember everything from this webinar, they can always look at the handout and read the side of the bottle, of course, as well. So we talked about the case pricing. I understand that depending on the volume, what people buy, the price goes down. 1 to 2 cases is $65 a bottle, 3 to 5 cases is $60 a bottle, 5 cases plus is $50 a bottle at a suggested retail price of $129. You had me add this slide, which specifically talks about only $50 a bottle for the minimum of 1 case. That's a phenomenal deal. Tell me about how that's going to be available to the people watching this webinar today.
Yeah, well, everyone who's watching the webinar will have this webinar special pricing, $50 a bottle, $600 a case. And you just have to sign up on the wholesale application, which is on our website at the bottom of the page.
So here we have it at ultradiol.com/pages/wholesale, and they can fill out a form. It comes right to you, and you can get their order out within a day or 2.
Absolutely. We're right on top of it. As we receive the application, we get that product out, get you set up.
Again, this slide deck is available by just emailing us to info@ultradiol.com, and we'll get it out to you. You can also visit ultradiol.com/pages/wholesale to fill out the form and become a reseller. Well, I wanted to thank you today, Max, for the information. I think we covered a lot of ground. On this slide, we have your website, your email, and your phone number. so that people can get in touch with you easily on any of those 3 ways. Is there anything you want to tell to our viewers today?
Yeah, I want to thank you for taking the time. I know you have busy schedules and there's a lot to cover, so I'm glad we got through it in a short amount of time. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me or call the number at the bottom of the screen, and we'll be happy to help.
Thanks for sitting with us today. It's Ultradiol Ultra Gels, which are available through Max. Just give him a call or email him, and you'll have them in your office within a couple days. Thanks so much, Max.
Thanks, Riley. You have a good one.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye.
Take care.